Hello everyone, welcome to the Candid Conversation by Soulful Impression. I'm Ishpreet Kaur, interior designer, image consultant, etiquette coach, and a confident partner. We, both men and women, are conscious about their looks, appearance, and etiquettes, manners, and the most about how others will perceive us. Some goes with the insecurities and about their body image and self-doubt, and for others, it may be a challenge, in the front of professional and personal image. However, when women are more vocal about it, they talk about it, they work on it. Whereas I don't see men talking about it much. They are either too conscious about it to talk, or they don't get any platform to talk on. So today, my topic is on image management for men, how they can really work on to perceive their best branding and for their personal and their professional reasons. So I have two lovely experts with me today. One is Ms. Sonu Singh. She's also a certified interior designer, image consultant, soft skills trainer, and a confident coach. She's having an experience of almost a decade in HR industry and have been varied with many of the, I should say, individuals she handled a lot with for their grooming sessions and the interview skills. The other expert today is Mr. Mehernosh Daruwalla. He's dynamic young image consultant we have in our industry, who has an experience of 12 years in the aviation as well as in hospitality sector. So he's the one person who have, broke the barriers where the aviation as well as the image consulting is more of a woman domain industry. And I would really like to ask Mehernosh about it, that how he went all through those barriers and really, set his footprints in this industry of our image consultant. And of course, I've been putting up he's the best example where a man himself who understood the image concept and have worked on it and, and took it as a profession and giving such a wonderful insights and helping others to perceive, the best image of themselves, be it a personal or a professional. So Meher, to you first. Is it okay if I call you Mr. Meher? From Mehernosh to a small
absolutely.
Meher?
Absolutely. Meher
Right,
is good, or you could also address me as Nosh, whatever's comfortable with you, Ishpreet.
Perfect. I'm comfortable with Meher. Thank you for giving me that, liberty to call you like that. So as for you, Meher, since I told you that I really admire the way you have broken those barriers and, from the aviation industry, which is again a women domain industry, and as a image consultant where you find most of the women are into it and they are, being expert or being hand holding to the women, a lot of women around. But yes, men is really, a question of doubt comes to it, because they are the men who are really, very much keen into their looks. They are so much cautious about their grooming and other things. But there are also men who may really wanted to have that kind of, the better men look from an everyday man to the better day man. But they don't really come forward and interact. And
Right.
so my question to you is, what is the perspective about, or a take of men on the image management?
Sure. So, Ishpreet, sharing a little bit from my past work life and my professional qualification. So the moment I had finished my school and I had decided to do hospitality and hotel management, at that point of time, there were again many people who said, you like cooking, but cooking is usually related with women, and you want to get into, hotel management. But then I looked at it and said that, but most of the chefs in the world are men. And at that point of time, I still remember there used to be this show on the TV called Khana Khazana, and there used to be the chef called Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, and he was like famous and all over the place, and he was a man, right? So then I realized that I think these are nothing but Ishpreet, paradigms and notions which are set by the society, on professions. And I don't think there is any profession in the world which could ever be gender biased. So that was the first barrier that I broke about, stereotyping professions as per gender. And when I stepped into
Yeah.
hospitality and hotel management. After that, again, when I took over my step in the career of aviation industry, it was a similar thing where, where we speak of cabin crew. Mostly it is again a women dominated area, but that does not mean that there are no male who are flight pursers. So
Mhm.
that again, when I went into that line and I understood that work does not have any barrier in it. Work is work. Work does not limit
Correct.
any person, or irrespective of the gender that person comes from. And that
Correct.
was about it. You perform well in that industry, you can excel. It's like going to a fashion technology or a fashion designing college where most of them are women again. But again, if you see,
Yeah.
there are many good fashion designers who are males, right? So
True.
similarly, when I tried, also when I learned about image management, and I had approached Image Consulting Business Institute, ICBI. And usually when we ask and we do our own homework when you are joining a new industry or a new profession, at that point of time as well, again, the same thing came up in front of me, that this was industry which was again dominated by women. And that's where I again started doing my research, because I was used to doing this research from my previous work life. So I did my research again and found out about the work, found out about what is the work involved, and how do you work. And in simple terms, what I understood, that work was involving about three things, basically, which we always say the three pillars of image management, which is appearance, behavior, and communication, which is A, B, and
Correct.
C. And those are the three aspects that you can either deal with in a person, or you can also deal in an organization. So I said, okay, I mean, this was a job that you needed was to be done as a consultant. And that job had absolutely nothing that a man could do or a woman could do. But yes, there were certain dynamics which were related with the job, which probably preferred or made the woman more inclined towards taking up this profession as a consultant. But that did not nowhere mentioned that that men could not do that, or men are unsuccessful, because there were image consultants who were there as a part of the industry, and they were doing as well as well. So there was absolutely no qualms when I thought of it that I will also take a plunge into image management and soft skill training. So training was something which was already existing as a part of my previous work experience. I was a trainer for one of the former airlines as well, in which I used to fly as a cabin crew earlier. And that's where that training experience helped me get and transition myself as an entrepreneur in becoming an image consultant and a soft skill trainer. But yes, so I will agree to the fact that yes, there are more women in this men. That's a fact, and we can't change that. However, if any men, whoever they're watching this, I would just like to share, there's absolutely nothing that you can do and a woman cannot, or a woman can do and you cannot, in this profession per se, which I have experienced. So totally, if you're a man as well and you would like to make a mark in this field, go for it, because this field is open to everybody, irrespective of any gender.
Correct. Very true. And I take another question, Sonu. Like as Meher told us that it's a profession where men can also do it. But however, I feel the men have their own concerns about their image. They have their concerns. So you let me know as the expert, what do you think after handling so many individuals and corporate sessions? You have been face to face with the men, and you have seen their the doubts and from the corporate as a professional, and many more as a personal also. So what is your take that these are the main men concerns which they don't really come up and talk regarding the image?
Thank you, Ishpreet, for the question. And Meher, it was like listening to you. It's a wonderful journey. And you truly said that, yes, no job, no industry can be gender biased. So we have women fighter pilots also, and we have men pilots also, as we have you in this industry, as we have me in that industry. Okay, coming to men and their biasness. I'll tell you a very simple example. In my home, in my personal life, I have 3 men. My father, my brother, and my husband, and now my son, who is like younger, but still 4 men in my life. And all the 4 men have only one question to me. Yeah, आज क्या पहनना चाहिए? ये situation है, क्या करना चाहिए? ये color अच्छा लग रहा है? अच्छा दीदी, ये बता दो मेरे को यहाँ जाना है, क्या पहनना है? It's not that कि उनको आता नहीं है. It's not that they don't know what they want to wear. It's just that they think that me being a woman has a better sense of, you know, understanding image, color, perspective rather than them, right? Given a chance to them, this entire lockdown, my 2 men, like my brother and my husband, they are in shorts and a t-shirt the entire day. But my father, who is working and who is going to office regularly, so he has gone to office all the 4 months that lockdown is there, but he has gone to office because he's into an emergency business, so he has to go. But he never had worn this shorts and t-shirt, okay? He went with his shirt, if not a 3-piece suit, which he already goes in a normal situation, but he went out with a formal, semi-formal kind of a dressing, but he went out. But my brother and my husband, both, ऊपर भले collar होगा, लेकिन नीचे shorts होंगे. It was like that, right? So that is because that is stay at home kind of a mentality. Now, why men think like that is because they have this set notion if we have to go to a particular kind of a setting, we have to be in a particular kind of a way. But they don't understand the fact that you have to understand your own roles and goals, and you have to understand your own perspective about image as it also conveys the same at home, right? At home, at office, walking through a park, or even sitting in a coffee requires a certain kind of image, or as we say, clothes never stop talking. So as per our language, clothes always communicate. So we have to make them understand that yes, clothes always communicate. And this is with 80% of the world's men, I will say, because now I see a lot of change in men wherein they are taking a self-initiative of knowing what suits them, of going out for shopping alone, of doing their own choices. But 80%, I might be saying a huge number, but whatever I have seen, मेरी family में तो it's like 100% of the men only dependent on women to make them understand कि ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. But in the industry, yet in the outer world, if I'll say, 50, 60 or 80% of the men are still dependent on the woman or the wife or the girls at their home to make them wear what they want to wear. Right? At the end, they might choose up the color that they want, but then the reference point is the woman in the house. Right? It's not
they will surely ask. They will surely ask.
They will surely ask because they think, no, I have to ask the woman in the house. क्योंकि वो back of the mind from childhood, वो मम्मी ने ही सब कुछ पहनाया है, मम्मी ने ही सब कुछ किया है. Then वो wife भी आ जाती है बीच में. So it's like the woman has been, at least in terms of image, I'm not talking about the financial part of it, but in terms of image, in terms of clothing, in terms of what to wear, an asking factor becomes the woman. So that's why they think that holds them back first. But now I'm seeing a lot of generation change. And I see people like Meher, I see people like Hemant in our society, in our community fraternity. I see not many people, Ankit is there, who are all working as an image consultant being men, right? And my father has always been concerned about the way he looks. My brother and my husband is not. But my father from day one has been concerned about the way he looks, the way he talks, the way he communicates and behaves, which is the 4 pillars of our image management, right? Appearance, behavior, communication, and your digital presence, which he has now come into, and etiquette, of course. So he has always been there, and that is one perspective which I think holds them back of talking is men generally don't talk much, right? It's the prerogative of the woman to talk, so they don't like talking much about them, and if they talk, they think that image management is not in their priority list. Finances might be, political things might be there, their jobs are there, their responsibilities are there. Image comes down bottom a little. And I think with Meher being here, he can emphasize why image should also be at a top priority list for men.
So, Sonu,
Very
for men, usually what happens here is that I'll tell you that it is in, making that effort and identifying the need.
True.
See, to a man, as you rightly said, he will put things in priority very clearly.
Yeah.
Now, if the same difference that you pointed out, that for your father-in-law, it matters to him, so it's on his priority list.
Yeah. True.
And that is where with men we need to understand that for men, once you make them understand the need of it and the
Yeah.
importance of it and how it is related to their success, how it is
Exactly.
related to their business, how it is related to how they appear in the society to people, once they understand that fact that yes, clothing communicates, and as a human being, when you're inside, like we say in image management, you cannot not communicate. We always communicate.
True.
Even when you're not speaking, your clothes are communicating. So the moment they understand this fact, the reason here is men do not put effort or do not consider it priorities, because so far, not just men, but most of us have never realized that clothes can play an important role
Important role. True.
in your life, which is connected with every sphere of your life, be it personal, be it professional, or be it social.
True.
Because everywhere in all the roles, we are going to wear clothes. I mean, I think bathroom is the only place that all of us don't wear clothes, right?
True.
So that is why it is an important part of our life wherever we go, and it is going to be related. So the moment with men, and even in your client consultations, you must have realized that the moment you make them realize of the need,
Yes.
that's when the ball starts rolling. That's when they
Exactly.
start getting things and they are interested in it now. And now they want to do it to the maximum, because now they've realized that, okay, if I do this, there is a benefit which is attached
Exactly.
to it.
Exactly. Exactly. So for men, it's more important to see, to show them that yes, it's beneficial, it's fruitful to you. You
Correct.
will get
Which
benefit
is
out of
not
it.
which
Exactly.
is not the case in women. Which is not the case in women all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. For women, it's a different thing altogether. For
Yes.
women,
Yes.
it's a feel good factor for her own self. Even if it
Exactly.
is not benefiting in any other way, which is connected with success or her growth in life, or
professional.
for the family or her profession, that's completely okay. As far as it makes her happy, as far as she feels good about it,
Yeah.
that's what matters to her. While in men, I mean, I may not wear a suit for me to feel good about it, but
Exactly.
I will wear a suit if I realize that my wearing a suit today is going to benefit me in this
Benefit me. That
particular
true.
occasion. So
Very
that's
true.
like the difference in the
True.
thought process of how both people look at image management as the perspective.
True. 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 Very well said, Meher.
Correct. So with that take of Mayor, that yes, men know their needs, that if they identify it. If I compare to the culture from abroad in India, in abroad, the men are still very open to talk about it. In India, however, they are not so open, and they don't realize that this is the need of the hour, or this is really important for their personal and the professional branding. So how to make them so come into that comfort zone, or how to make them realize that yes, it's, see, we cannot make them realize it, that this is your need, but still there is a point where we could tell them that yes, this is the way it should be. So how we can communicate that?
So, Ishpreet, in India, you're right a little bit about the culture here. Now, what has happened is culture has played, and plus with culture, the conditioning that has come with the culture.
Correct.
So that has played a very strong role in not giving importance to appearance. Okay, in our country in general, wherein we don't consider, we have always considered academics, we have
Yeah.
always considered knowledge. These are the things, because that's where even our education system is based on. If you see now with the new policy coming in, and inclusion of the vocational skills, inclusion of
Yes.
soft skills, inclusion of how to look, all these things have now slowly started playing a role, because we've realized that yes, having the knowledge, having the hard skills is excellent, but what we have always lacked as a country, and where the western countries do to have an advantage and edge over us, is the presentation part of it. That's where we have lacked. That's been our somewhere a weak area for even the youth of today,
Yes.
which I always say that, today the youth takes clothing as something very, very casual. They do not realize that what clothing can play a role in portraying the right image that they want to. There are so many people, there are so many students who are capable of good and worthy jobs. However, they don't end up getting those jobs. However, they don't end up creating that image in their interview. There's so many times in interview, candidates get rejected and they don't get the opportunity simply for the simple reason that they're not dressed well for it.
True.
So yes, what you're saying is, it is only through where we start as image consultants, and this is where I say we, that as consultants, if we take this up to spread as much as awareness about the importance of appearance and clothing in your daily life, and once we start doing that, because see, as I told you, why is it required more in men is because to women it comes naturally because they like doing it. But to the men, even if there are few things that you may not like doing in life, but they are important for your growth and success in life, which you need to do. And this is one very important part of the men in our country today, that once they realize the importance of it, so it is only through awareness, because to any human being, you can not make them do anything in life, in fact, if they don't believe in it or if they don't want to do it by themselves. So this is not something that can be forced upon. So it's like today, if I have a child and if I keep telling him that, you have to only wear formals, you have to only do this, you have to always dress well, unless and until I don't make him or her realize the importance of dressing well, he or she might do it till he or she is, with me, or there is a little, that parent child thing where she has to or he has to listen to me. But after a certain age, that child is only going to continue doing that when that child has faith in it. So developing of this faith, of how dressing and appearance can play a major role in turning your life actually for the better is very, very important. And this could be done whenever you get an opportunity to speak to them. And also, of course, by walking the talk. I mean, as consultants, this was something which was ingrained in us. And this was something which even Sonu spoke about right now, that her father-in-law, every time he would walk out, he would be well dressed. He walks the talk, which means today, if he tells somebody about dressing well, he is himself dressed well first. So that's very, very important. And I always tell this to all consultants and, consultants who are aspiring and doing the courses, that whenever you get out of your home for anything, for it might be even just to go out and buy something, be well dressed, because you never know where you're going to meet your potential client, because everybody is your potential client in today's time. And today, the first thing when you say you are an image consultant, what's the first thing people do to you? They're going to look at you. They're going to look at your clothes. They're going to see how are you dressed, right? So today, even with the men that I interact and I tell them that, I'm an image consultant, that's the first thing they do. They look at my dressing. So do I look like an image consultant?
Yeah. So it's like what looks good sells good.
Absolutely.
And I think it's not about
हिंदी में वो कहावत है ना, जो दिखता है वो ही
दिखता है बिकता है.
Exactly. I was saying that it is not only about the image consultants. I feel that every individual, especially those who are professional, they should really keep in mind that if they want to increase their business or their networking, and as you said, you work, you don't know who's your client. For them also, whenever they come across to a person, he's looking at you and just, quick first impression, giving an impression that, yes, you are worth for my project or not, depending on the different areas of work. Absolutely right. So
I'll just stop, Ishpreet, and I'll just like to add over here when Meher told that, yes, you need to show them that looking a particular kind of a way actually increases your chances of success. So I had two examples of it, and both were men. Now, I had this very young entrepreneur who was into startup. So when I first met him, he was completely in his jeans and a t-shirt, and he used to come and meet me. Then I slowly asked him to change his dressing, right? He told, why should I wear a like anything else. I can't wear a suit going for a meeting, and then people will think कि 100 लोग यहाँ पे jeans में हैं, तुम यहाँ पे suit में, will be odd one out. I said, see, it's not always necessary to jump from being a jeans wearer to a suit wearer. There are midways, and the style continuum scale is a huge range, right? So we have to fix you somewhere wherein you are serious about your job, and plus you are also the part of the group. I can't pick you out of and make you stand out in a group wearing a three-piece suit. When all the startup companies, all the starters are wearing just these jeans and all. But for you to stand out and you to mean business, you have to come to a certain kind of a different kind of a clothing. He changed his clothing a bit, and the effect that he had was immense. His group actually started taking him in a much serious way. His productivity increased, and a month later he came back and told to me, oh my God, this has increased I never knew clothes had such power. I said, yes, clothes has a very, very big power.
True. Absolutely.
Only then the person need to realize it.
Yeah, actually, you need to just realize it, that is power.
So even with denims, as Sonu said, you can play around a lot with denims. Like a lot of people feel, denims matlab denims chhod dena. Nahi, you wear a straight fit denim, you put on a nice Oxford shirt with it, you put on a jacket and you roll the sleeves of the jacket. That's it. You look like an entrepreneur. You're right there. Instead of going in shredded jeans and just a collared t-shirt, or sometimes not even a collared t-shirt, a round t-shirt, there you are, you're looking like an entrepreneur, you're looking credible, you're looking like somebody who wants to make it big in this business. Now, all these factors are added in your comfort zone while making you still wear a comfortable denim, which is your comfort zone, which is authentic to you, which is also a part of one of the A's that we practice, that okay. And as she rightly said, that men have this thought process, Sonu, that either it's denim or it's suit.
Or it's suit, yeah.
And this, or it's suit. Uske beech mein matlab kuch nahi hai, with which actually there are so many options with, different types of chinos coming in market as well now. Apart from denims, there's chinos.
Trousers are also coming in, which are not trousers or the pants that we say in our formal language, but they are trousers. They are not pants.
Correct.
So people don't understand that difference either.
Yes. So it's about, enlightening them as you did to this person. And once they experience it, once they know the importance of it, that's the realization part. And that works great with men, which I have also experienced in my consultations, that once the idea is sold to them in terms of their benefit, as then you don't need to, convince them at all. Then they're going to come up with things and they're going to find, main ye kar sakta hu, can I do this? Can I do this?
To add on this, if I may ask one more question on this, that few men are really, overconfident that they dress up so well, but somehow, as per the style scale, or as per the role and goal, that is not fit as, on the personality. How to give them that quick tip key? You need to change.
Boss, you need to change
your style. But yeah, exactly the right. Boss, you need to change that style. So how you manage on those
Sonu, would you like to go first on this?
No, Meher, please.
I'm asking you.
She's asking you.
Okay. So honestly, I'll tell you, Ishpreet, here what works. Okay, and this is what I've seen, because so firstly, with people who are sometimes overdressed, or they feel that this is the case, and they feel that they're too confident about their dressing and they don't need any tips or help. Never tell them anything, first and foremost. Okay. After that is the second thing that we need to do is, if they come up to you and ask you about it, that's the time I always, take help of asking them that what is it that they want to portray about themselves? What is it that they would like to be known as? What is it that they would like to be? So today, if somebody sees this person or somebody sees you, what are the 2 to 3 words that, should come to the person's mind? Now, once they say those words, and most of the times those words are not matching with what they're wearing, that's the time you tell them that, do you think that what you're wearing, these words are going to come to that person's mind? And now what you've done is you've made him think. See, giving him a quick tip at that point of time and that, sir, ये jacket नहीं चलेगा, आपने जो shiny वाला tie पहना है, वो shiny वाला tie निकाल दीजिए. Shiny वाला tie क्यों निकालना है? मैं क्यों निकालूं ये shiny वाला? मेरे shiny वाले tie में क्या बुराई है? क्या ये अच्छा नहीं है? इतना महंगा tie है, आपको मालूम है? Right? But the poor guy might not be even knowing that for the same amount, he can get a tie which is not shiny, which would probably make him actually look what he wants to look. But he doesn't know, right? So it is something that you will never be able to this is with image as well, that you can never tell the person what it is. You can tell them what you do. You can tell them that this is how the science works, and this is how people perceive this science. So once they know that, okay, if this is how the science works and this is how people perceive science, that am I applying the science right or am I not applying the science right? And once you get them thinking, that's the time probably, you can start making them realize about this change. And if you've done that, then you've probably sold yourself right to that person.
Correct. Right. Wonderful insight. Thank you. So Sonu, to you, a very quick tip for a man to upscale his image quotient. What do you suggest to men? I ask you, just give 2 tips on men quotient. How will you do? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So quick 2 tips to upscale men is, first thing, understand that appearance is not only about the clothes that you wear. It's also about the way you are inside, your own personality. First, you have to understand your own personality. That is the first thing that I would like to give a tip. And second tip is, good, bad, worse, whatever it is, denims are there, but then it's not your life. So you have different clotheslines which you can go and see in the market. There are 10 different things coming up. So you can always choose from it. And if you're confused, then we are always here.
Correct. See, it's not only about denims. I feel there are the men who are only into trousers, but they never ever tried wearing denim because unke liye, it's like something very out of
youth. They think that wearing denim is youth and wearing pants is wearing old.
Yeah, it's something like a foreign culture which they are not comfortable in. Yes, Meher, please.
That's me. I am the guy who has only 2 to 3 denims in his wardrobe.
See, I told you.
And I've always had 2 to 3 denims in my wardrobe, because honestly, I realized that I have never had many opportunities to wear denim, because throughout my school life, it was uniform. Then when I went to a hotel management college, there was again white shirt, black pant, which was my uniform. Then when I joined hotels, I was put in a band gala because I was working in the food and beverage department, and I was there as a front office manager as well. So then I was again in a suit and a band gala. After that, I joined the airline industry, where I was working as a cabin crew. So there again, I had a uniform. So every stage that I was, then I became a trainer, which was again wearing formals, which was shirt, pant, and a tie every day. So, and sometimes we used to wear a jacket depending on the occasion. So it was formal throughout the career and the job life and everywhere. So there was never a time I had any Friday casuals. There was never a time where I had the opportunity, it was only those little informal occasions on weekly offs or weekends, if you would get, and you were out with friends. And then I realized that at one point of time, you can wear only one pair of denim.
True.
So, right. And then very rarely do we put that denim to wash if we've just worn it once. I mean, mostly nobody washes a denim unless it is worn at least twice. I mean, minimum at least twice. You don't feel bad that, ये तो मैंने सिर्फ 3 घंटे पहना है, इसको मैं कहाँ भी धोने डाल दूँ. So even those 2 to 3 denims that I realized that I have, you would barely come out like probably once or twice a month. That's about it. And if I have a weekly off, there are times I don't even want to get out of my house. So if I'm at my place, I would not be wearing a denim and roaming around. So I would just be, at my place. So there were very less opportunities. And that's when I realized that that's where the appropriateness factor and where what we do lifestyle evaluation, as a part of image management as well. We need to understand Now, talking about with men, why that this love for denim is also when I started doing consultations, I realized, because, and it's related to what Sonu said, that men's somewhere have also a tendency in their head that, and that's mostly why women say that men don't mature, men never mature, right? So in our heads, we are still those young kids who are, faffing around, who are moving around, who are going and who are chilled, who just want to enjoy life and all of these things. So somewhere it's a part of our mental comfort zone.
Yes.
It's a part of,
Yes.
denim is a
True.
part of our inner image, which is a self image which is there, and we don't want to get out of that self image. We just want to remain in it, and that's where denims comes easily to us.
Quite good tips for the men to really talk about. That is the first thing in there. I ask the same question to you, Meher. What are your tips for the men to upscale their image quotient and they should really feel good about themselves?
All right. So, quick tips about men, what they can quickly do. I would like to share, and this is what from the observations that I have seen in men is, one is pay attention to the fit of the clothes, which is very, very important, because the fit speaks a lot about you. It speaks a lot about what you resonate, your personal personality and your characteristic traits. So no matter which brand are you wearing, that's not as important as the how you are wearing that brand, the clothing item, how are you wearing it. So in terms of your shirt or in terms of your trousers, it is very, very important that they are absolutely of the right fit, which is made for you or as per your body shape. So that's one. Second, for the men that who wear ties, please, it's a humble request, please put on the collar button, because otherwise it looks incomplete. It does not, it looks as if it's just hanging there and it was not meant to be there, right? Most of the men, they give excuses, band nahi hota, fit nahi ho raha hai, gala dukhta hai and all. It doesn't work. So I would suggest, then don't wear it. It's fine to have an open collar and wear a jacket. That's completely okay if you would like to have it that way. But if you're wearing a tie, then please complete it by wearing it well, by putting on the collar button. Third thing is, what I would say is, spend a little time, that take that little extra effort in your dressing by spending that 2 minutes in thinking what you're going to wear, on that particular day. If you think that morning you're going to be in a rush and you're not a morning person, plan it one day in advance in the night. It just takes 2 to 5 minutes, not more than that. Sit down, look at your day for tomorrow and think that what are you going to wear. Trust me, when we do this exercise on a daily basis, it will slowly make you more aware of your dressing. And that is what we need to do. We need to be more aware of what we are wearing, and is our dressing going to help us as a tool in achieving what we want to for tomorrow. And once you start doing that, and if you obviously can take help of an image consultant who is guiding you on these things, it will work wonders for you. So spend that little extra time and effort in understanding the need of your clothing for the next day. And trust me, you will see a huge change in the way you actually look at clothes. So which matters. So quick 3 tips. This is what I feel men, if they just focus on these things, they can somewhere bring a change in their dressing.
Adding to that, I'll just say that men needs to be more vocal. As I already said, that they need to be more vocal about their choices that they are going to make, about the things that they want to achieve in life. I mean, they can talk about anything else apart from their own self. So I want them to focus more on talking about themselves, their liking, their beliefs, their inner, set beliefs and values that they have, so that that can be reflected outside also into their image. And of course, second thing that I would like to say is, each man should become now a gentleman from that regular guy that they are. So every man has that potential. It's just that they need to work towards it. Thank you so much, Meher. That was really insightful key tips.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely it was an insightful from Meher also, and from you, Sonu. Thank you so much. And I hope for everyone who's watching and viewing this video, could have taken this insight that yes, image is for both men and women. It is not only for women. Men also need to really take care of their self presentation, be it their body language, be it their appearance, be it their grooming. So everything really counts well and overall gives a good impression, which makes you a good challenge fit for your personal and a professional branding. So I should say that yes, all men gear it up from every day, go to a better men. Thank you. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you, Sonu. Thank you, Mehernosh. It was wonderful talking to you, having you here on this platform of conversation by Soulful Impression, and to have you more, Mehernosh. We look forward for more of the
Absolutely.
discussions coming up with new series, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very
Subscribe to our channel and join our Facebook group, The Better Men Club. It's all about men and their self-development.